Ag PhD full episodes and more are now available on Acres TV, the newest ag platform connecting you to fields of information. Look for us on watchacrestv.com.
During our Farm Basics time each week, we take something that we normally talk about on the farm and we just want to basically break that down for you a little bit, especially if you're a non-farmer or a young farmer. And today's topic is soybean growth stages.
With soybeans, they're a little different crop because when that seed germinates, the seed actually comes out of the ground. That's really weird. You think, well, wait a second, the seed stays in the ground. Doesn't? No, the two halves of the seed actually emerge.
Yep, and that seed splits in two. So actually, if you want to start taking the seed coat off, you can split that seed in two just to see what we're talking about here if you've got a soybean seed. But yes, once it germinates, then it's going to poke out of the ground, and then the seed is in effect going to become the first two leaves, what we would call the cotyledon leaves of the plant.
All right, here's another thing that's unusual about soybean plants. So the next leaves that come out are called the unifoliate leaves. There'll be one leaf on each side. So right now you got two cotyledons that are opposite and a single unifoliate leaf on each side. They're opposite. Every other leaf after that is a triplet, Brian. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, and so those triplets that Darren's talking about, we call them trifoliate leaves. So every time a leaf comes out, it's actually a set of three leaves. So once again, you've got the two cotyledon leaves that come out, then you'll have two unifoliate leaves that come out, and then you're going to have trifoliate leaves.
Now that's if everything goes well. What if there's some hail? What if there's a rabbit or a deer that feeds on some plants? The plant can look even different.
It will look different, but still all the later leaves are going to come out in sets of three. And to Darren's point here, corn is a lot different than soybeans. So corn has one growing point. If you kill that one growing point, plant's dead. With soybeans, every single time that a stem connects to the main stem, so basically when there's a leaf or a set of three leaves, you've got another growing point. So it's very common at this time of year, you're going to see plants with 15 growing points, 18 growing points. So sure, if you lose some of them, that stinks and you might lose a little yield. But you know what? If you still have any growing points, even one, that plant's going to continue to grow and eventually, hopefully, reproduce and put seed on.
Yeah, and at each one of those growing points, another stem can come out basically, and it'll start branching out again. So soybean plants, even if they get thin out in a field, they can fill in because they're kind of an opportunistic plant.
Okay, so real quickly, because we're talking about soybean growth stages, to wrap this up, we've got in the northern United States, indeterminate soybeans, where we're going to see flowering occurring at the same time we're putting more leaves on. Okay, in the southern United States, they have what they call determinate soybeans, where all the leaf stages come and then the plant starts to flower. So once we have flowering, then after that you're going to see pods showing up on the plant, pod fill, and then mature pods. So it takes a little time for all this to happen, but we've got a lot of stuff going on in our soybeans right now. And the biggest thing for us, we're always trying to get a lot of our spraying done before we see flowering, before that reproduction stage starts, because then the plant gets a little more sensitive to anything we might do to it.
Well, plus it's a lot easier to see our weed of the week if it happens to be out in a soybean field. Can you identify this week's weed?